The Great Hall of the Imperial Council buzzed with excitement. Hundreds of alien representatives sat in their floating chairs, all eyes fixed on the massive holographic display showing a small, blue planet, Earth. Admiral Marcus stood tall at the center of the chamber, his gray uniform decorated with medals from 1,000 successful conquests. "Earth is nothing but a primitive world," he declared, his voice echoing through the hall. "Their most advanced weapons are simple nuclear devices, and their ships can barely reach their own moon." The Admiral gestured at the hologram, which zoomed in to show Earth's cities and military bases. The council members nodded in agreement. For 10,000 years, the Empire had conquered every world they targeted. Their technology was unmatched, their armies unstoppable. Earth would be just another trophy in their vast collection. "My fleet of 1,000 ships will secure this victory within a single Earth week," Admiral Marcus continued, pacing confidently. "Our scans show they still use fossil fuels for energy and waste time with entertainment and games instead of advancing their civilization." An older council member raised his hand. "Admiral, what about their communications? Our spy probes show they have a global information network." Marcus laughed, the sound filled with arrogance. "A primitive internet system, nothing compared to our quantum network. They still use cables and radio waves." The council chamber filled with laughter. These humans seemed like children playing with toys compared to the Empire's might. The Empire's smallest ship could destroy Earth's entire satellite network in seconds. "When do we launch the invasion?" asked the head council member, leaning forward in his floating chair. Admiral Marcus pressed a button on his uniform, and the hologram changed to show his massive fleet waiting at the Empire's main shipyard. Each ship was a masterpiece of engineering, carrying weapons that could crack planets. Their silver hulls gleamed with energy shields that no known weapon could penetrate. "My fleet stands ready," Marcus declared. "We will depart at the next rising of our sun. The journey will take 30 days at maximum speed. I've already prepared the surrender documents for Earth's leaders to sign." The council members stood one by one, raising their hands in approval. None of them questioned the invasion plan. Why should they? The Empire had never failed. Their technology was centuries ahead of any civilization they had encountered. As the meeting ended, Admiral Marcus walked to his private chamber. He looked at the detailed reports about Earth one last time. Humans were divided into nations, still fighting among themselves. They spent more time making movies and music than building warships. Their strongest weapons could only destroy cities, while the Empire could vaporize continents. "Computer," he commanded, "send the launch order to the fleet." Across the shipyard, 1,000 ships came to life, their engines glowing with the power of captured stars. Crews of the Empire's finest soldiers and engineers took their positions. They had done this so many times before, it felt like a routine mission. In his chamber, Admiral Marcus allowed himself a small smile. He imagined how the humans would react when they saw his fleet blocking their sun, how they would tremble at the sight of real power, how quickly they would surrender when they realized their weapons were useless against Imperial shields. Soon, he whispered to himself, Earth will be just another star on our flag, another world under our perfect rule. The Admiral had no way of knowing that this routine conquest would become the Empire's greatest mistake, that his confidence would blind him to the truth about Earth, and that humans were far more than what they appeared to be. The mighty Imperial fleet launched into space, ready to claim their newest prize. They were about to learn a harsh lesson about underestimating humanity. Deep beneath the Rocky Mountains, in a facility unknown to the public, General Thompson stared at a massive wall of screens. Red dots moved across the displays, showing the Imperial fleet's progress through space. He took a sip of his coffee, his face calm despite the approaching threat. "They're exactly where we expected them to be," he said to the room full of operators. Each person sat at advanced terminals that looked nothing like the computers the public used. These machines were centuries ahead of what the world thought possible. A young operator raised her hand. "Sir, their fleet is moving at the speed we predicted. They'll reach the outer solar system in 28 days. General Thompson nodded. He pressed a button on his command console, connecting him to every hidden defense facility on Earth. "This is Thompson. Operation Silent Shield is now active. Authorization code Omega 7. Across the planet, things began to change. In the depths of the oceans, massive doors opened on secret bases. In hidden mountain valleys, enormous weapon platforms rose from the ground, disguised as hills and mountains. High above the Earth, satellites that appeared to be simple communication relays transformed, revealing their true military nature. Send the alert to all world leaders, Thompson ordered. But remember, the public must not know yet. Let them enjoy their normal lives for a few more weeks. In hidden bunkers across Earth, military commanders accessed their real weapons, the tanks, planes, and missiles that the world saw were just a cover. Humanity's true military power had been hidden for decades, waiting for this moment. Status report, Thompson called out to his team. Quantum defense grid at 100%, sir. Dark matter cannons fully charged. Battle network online and running simulations. Drone swarms ready for deployment. Stealth fleet standing by in lunar shadow. The general allowed himself a small smile. The aliens thought they were attacking a primitive world that barely understood space travel. They had no idea that humans had discovered their empire centuries ago. Every primitive satellite they saw was a carefully crafted lie. Show me the planet shield coverage, Thompson ordered. A new image appeared on the main screen. Earth was surrounded by an invisible web of energy, powerful enough to withstand any known weapon in the galaxy. The aliens would see nothing until it was too late. Sir, should we power up the antimatter plants? Another operator asked. Not yet, Thompson replied. Let's not show our full hand too early. The Empire's arrogance will be their downfall. They think they're hunting sheep, but they're walking into a den of lions. In orbit, Special Forces teams in advanced stealth suits checked their equipment. Their armor could bend light, making them invisible to any scanner. Their weapons could punch holes through space itself. These soldiers had trained their entire lives for this moment. A message from the president appeared on Thompson's secure tablet. All nations stand ready. The plan proceeds as discussed. Good hunting. The general looked around the command center. Every person here had kept this secret for years, living double lives and pretending to work normal jobs while preparing for this invasion. The world's governments had put aside their differences long ago when they discovered they weren't alone in the universe. Send the activation codes to all defense stations, Thompson ordered. Wake up every hidden weapon, every stealth ship, every drone, but keep them dark until my command. Across Earth, the greatest military force humanity had ever built came to life. Not a single weapon appeared on any normal radar, not a single soldier was visible to any watching eye. Earth appeared exactly as it always had, seemingly defenseless, seemingly primitive. As the Imperial fleet approached, confident in their superior technology, humanity waited patiently. They had prepared for this moment for generations. The Empire thought they were about to claim an easy victory. Instead, they were flying into the most sophisticated trap ever created. General Thompson took another sip of his coffee. Let them come, he whispered. Let them see what humanity is really capable of.